Uncle speaking. Yes, I can solve your sales problem. You know where my office is at the Spaces, right? I'll see you there soon. I'm gonna have my coffee now. Bye.
Earning business. Going out there and grabbing the right attention. With effective engagement. Earning the relationship. Producing more sales. Increasing cash flow, multiplying annual revenue, producing higher profit margins, and a huge return on your investment capital.
It's going to be a 5-part series on how to sell. It blows my mind how many people don't know how to truly sell because they don't even understand what they need to learn. Does that make sense? That's why they get involved in a lot of marketing and advertising gimmicks to try to compensate for what they're weak at. So this training program, I named it the mindset and attitude to selling. Because to me, selling is a mindset. Selling is how you think. And closing is the attitude, is the action of the mindset. Just think about it. Everything we do starts with a thought. So our actions or our attitude is tied directly to our mindset and how we think. And that's why top salespeople understand this, but a lot of salespeople don't. Even a lot of coaches don't understand this. They don't teach it. They just teach the warm and fuzzy stuff. But I think this is the foundation that leads to that warm and fuzzy stuff. Okay? So I want you to share your comments. Let me know what you think. And hopefully this is helpful to you. Now, how to sell. Now, the way I sell is over the phone. I've been doing it all my life, and I'm not going to change that. I personally, especially in the initial stages of the contact, I never email people. I never text them, not even on social media. I never do that. I call people. After I build a relationship with them, then the texting and the messaging and the emails are a little more important in value because now both parties are involved in the relationship emotionally. Because 95 to 98% of all purchases, all investments, anything we buy, 95% to 98% because we want to buy it, we want to invest, and it's emotional. That's it. That's it. It's that simple. So I'm going to share with you 3 steps, 3 things you need to, 3 skills you need to learn. And they're very important skills. And everyone can learn them if they really make the effort to it. The number one thing is body language, especially if you speak in front of people. For me on the phone, and anyone who speaks on the phone, the number one thing to get your body language in cue with your verbal language is you need to stand up. When I'm standing up, it gives me focus. It allows me to tell a better, effective story. It's like being on stage. You can't make a mistake. And it transfers energy over the phone, believe it or not. I use my hands a lot when I'm on the phone. It sets me up, it sets my rhythm and tempo. It gets my mindset right. Here's an analogy. Let's say, you're sitting down and somebody attacks you, right? You're going to have a harder time defending yourself because you're sitting down. You're in a weak position. But if you're standing up, you can run, you can fight back, you can avoid certain things, right? You just have a better chance of fighting, right? So that's what I do. So body language is so important, especially if you're calling over the phone like I do. I have to stand up when I cold call prospects. Towards the end of the conversation, when I'm about to close, I sit down and then I close. But until that point, I'm always standing up because that's where I'm at my best. I have to give them everything that I have. I have to transfer my body language and energy and excitement and enthusiasm over the phone so they can feel excited, so they can feel my enthusiasm, so they can feel my energy, so they can paint their own picture based on the words that I'm speaking and how I'm speaking it. It's amazing. And they have the most powerful weapon. They have the phone that they can hang up if they choose to do so. Very rarely happens. But it all starts with body language. If you're feeling good, right, mentally, your body's gonna feel it, right? Does that make sense? What's the second one? Is tonality. Your voice inflection. How you use your voice at the right time. What you say and how you say it with your tonality is going to determine the engagement of the prospect. Whether they're involved in your movie and the story you're telling. Does that make sense? So tonality is so powerful, you may not realize it. Let me share an example with you. Do any of you listen to a podcast? You have a favorite podcast person? Do you listen to the audio? If you do, why do you stay listening to it? Because the voice that's telling you the story has got you engaged emotionally. It has value, right? Why else would you do it? When you listen to a song that you like, why do you listen to the whole song? Because it's making you feel a certain way by how this song is being sung or sang, right? The tonality, the beat, the voice determines all of that. Whether it makes you cry, makes you sad, makes you happy, makes you want to dance, makes you cry, brings you joy, makes you reminisce to a certain time in your life. It doesn't matter. The tonality, how it's being spoken, is going to determine the emotions that you have and the action you take or don't take. So to me, musicians and salespeople have a lot of commonalities. They take words, they make it pop. What I mean by pop, they make those words become emotional. Look at the politicians. They lie their ass off, but they get you to believe they're bullshit, right? Why? Because of the way they say things and how they say it. Because they know that 95 to 98% of the actions we take is emotional. It's just a fact. So your tonality, I call it the oohs, the ahs, the ah of the stock market. You know, you see the ticker tape going up. That's what the tonality does. When you watch a movie, you're watching a story being told to you, right? Their body language, the actions they take on that particular scene creates an emotion in you, right? And then how they say it, right? Does that make sense? So tonality is amazing. And your body posture, when you're on the phone, like me standing up, determines a lot of how I speak. Because I know my voice has to create an emotion, it has to paint the picture on how I say the words. So it's not only what you say, it's how you say it. Does that make sense? Number 3 is, it's 3 parts to number 3. Questions, rebuttals, and objections. Questions are very vital to storytelling. Questions are very vital to the prospect in the selling process, because it gets the prospect engaged in how they speak to you with their tonality and their body language. Questions, and they give you answers, let you know where they're at with you in the storytelling on the selling process. How you ask the question, when you ask the question, do you ask the right question at the right time? So it's not just asking questions. Does that make sense? Rebuttals. Well, let's go with objections. How you handle objections. Is it really an objection? Or is it a buying signal that you have to be aware about? Are they really telling you, why should I buy from you or invest with you versus the other people that called me? Have you ever considered that? I love objections. It's an opportunity for me to shine. It's an opportunity for me to show my value. It's an opportunity for me to increase my value because I understand what they're really saying. When somebody says, no, I'm not interested, I don't get offended by that. Not interested to me means, okay, I got to step up. I got to show value. Because how can you not be interested in something you don't know? Especially in the beginning of a phone call, right? Okay, so objections. Now, the third part of that is rebuttals. How you handle an objection is going to determine their language towards you after that, their body language towards you after that, and how you say the objection is going to determine how far you go with the prospect in the selling process. I'll give you an example. I train real estate agents, right? And one of the main objections that they get from a seller, or what they call for sale by owner, is I don't need or want an agent, right? Okay, now I would say a high percent of the agents respond the same way. They respond with a negative vibe. What do you mean you don't want an agent? Why don't you want an agent? It's not what you do. When I cold call a for sale by owner for my real estate clients, and that comes up, I don't fight it. I use it to my advantage because it's only going to benefit them. So I say, I understand how you feel about agents. I felt the same way. But you know what I found out? That there's some great agents out there. It just takes a lot of work to find the right agent. And guess what, Mr. Seller? I work with top-notch real estate agents that can help you sell your home. I just hit a hot button. I took the objection, the defense mechanism, and I just turned it around and flipped it on them. Respectfully. I understand how you feel. Now I'm feeling the way they feel. I felt the same way once before. Now we got something in common again. But I went a step further. I found out, which they didn't, but they're about to find out, that there are great agents out there. It just takes a lot of work. They don't want to do the work, right? So that's what I mean about objections and rebuttals. What you say and how you say it is going to determine how far you go into developing a relationship with the prospect. Does that make sense? So those are the three things, and then I'm going to share a bonus with you. Here's the bonus. I call it rhythm and tempo. When you understand body language, and you understand how to use your body language, and you understand your tonality and how to use your voice, and you understand the power of questions and how to ask the question, how to deal with objection with powerful rebuttals, you start to create a powerful story. I call it rhythm and tempo. It's like a song. It makes me cry, it makes me happy, it makes me dance, it gives me all the emotions that I want so that I could take that action. So by understanding these three parts or these three steps, you start to create a rhythm and tempo with your body language, how you speak. because that's how we communicate in life. Right? You read people's body language. You could tell when somebody's pissed off by their facial expression, right? Or their body language. They may not even realize they're doing it. You could sense sometimes when people are lying to you, you could just see their body based on their facial expression, based on how they say things, right? This is no different. So how to sell? This is part one of a 4 or 5 part series I'm doing. I'm going to address the what on how to sell, the why you need to do the what, and then how to do it, how to sell. But we got to start with the basics. So how to sell. Number one is body language. Understand your body language. Understand how to use your body language to your advantage. Understand how to read the prospect's body language if you're doing face-to-face. Number two, when you're on the phone or you're doing face-to-face or you're doing a seminar, your tonality, how you keep the audience engaged, what you say and how you say it is important. For me, it's always over the phone. Number three, there's 3 parts to it. Understand the questions you're asking, why you're asking it, how you're asking it. Are you asking the right questions at the right time with the right tonality, with the right body language? How you deal with objections, with the right rebuttals. How you say it. The tonality you say it in. And then all these 3 things, once you master it, and it becomes part of you, you're always going to have rhythm and tempo in the conversation. That's the bonus. So that's why I call it the mindset and attitude to selling. You see, people focus too much on the sales, which is the end result, which is the effect of a cause, which is the destination of a process, right? What is the cause? The cause is selling. What is the action? Selling. What is the vehicle? Selling. What is the destination? Sales. What's the effect? Sales. What is the result? Sales. That's what that is. Does that make sense? You master this simple stuff, this basic simple stuff that I don't see a lot of sales coaches teaching or training. I haven't seen any. But this is what you need to learn. As an entrepreneur, a small business owner, and if you want to get better as a salesperson and make improvements, or if you're just starting to get into sales, start with the right habits, with the right foundation, and then watch your business boom. Watch your sales grow exponentially, but more importantly, watch you increase your value. And when you increase your value, you become priceless. And when you become priceless, you start to build and develop and harness profitable relationships. And what happens when you have profitable relationships? Both parties are making money. And that's what it comes down to. Does that make sense?